Go again. Class time. It's not that I don't like it, it's just... Okay, let's try to survive.
Welcome everybody to class. Today's going to be the second part of the review before the exams next week. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask during the duration of the class. As you know, today we're going to be discussing math. Things like arithmetic, 1 plus 1 is 2. Actually, that is something that we're going to go into the theory of today. And also, if you could open up your books to page 223, I'd like to review the topic listed there. So basically, all we really need to know today for the class exam next week is whether or not you have been prepared for the theory, proportion, and the propagation of that portion. And basically what that means is really nothing much. Is this the same topic we covered yesterday? If you look at your notes over there, you will see that I had discussed it before. Hopefully you've written it down. If you haven't, I don't know what to tell you. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? If you have 1 plus 1, what does that mean? It basically means that you have 1 and then you have another one, you're putting them together, you're adding them. You're not taking away, you're adding. You're not dividing, you're not multiplying, you're adding. And what that means is basically you want to write the 2 right next to the equal sign right here. You want to write the 2 next to it. You don't want to put it on the same side because that's not going to help the reader understand the formula that or the operation that you're doing on the subject of your math problem. And so, yeah, and then the other topic that we're going to talk about is subtraction. So
even Brussels sprouts beats being here.
A minus
Wait,
instead of a plus.
would I rather have Brussels sprouts than be here? No.
And so the reason behind all of this has been existed since Sophocles and Socrates and Aristotle and you name it, and they all have something to say about the
deep breaths. Deep breaths.
So now that we've discussed the operation 1 plus 1 equals 2, are there any questions? Looks like there's no questions. We can maybe wrap it up now. Oh, there's a question, yes. Yeah, can you explain that one more time, please? The topic that I just discussed? Yeah, that one. Why don't you come see me after class? Well, I didn't really get the definition and the examples you gave. Are you sure? I'd like to hear it one more time just in case, just for the memory. Okay, sure. So what I said is basically the same thing I've been saying the whole class. I'll start from the beginning. So you have 1 and 1, and you put them together, and that's adding. And when you add 1 plus 1, you get 2. Does that make some more sense for you now? Thank you. Good. Looks like class is almost over. Homework's basically to study for the exam and what we covered today, which was actual review. And if there are no more questions, actually, you know what? Let me go back into the theory of this. So why is 1 plus 1 equal to 2? You might ask me. The reasoning behind that is that when you're putting things together, you end up having more ultimately, which is the opposite of subtraction. Is anyone confused on this point? Yes, dear sir, please state your question.
I'm awake, really.
Right. Okay. So what you want to do, so in that case, when you're taking away, you're removing things. They're no longer there. So they're not existent in that group you're counting. So then you have subtracted. Yes. 1. Alright, looks like we're running out of time. So actually, there's one more thing I wanted to say. When you subtract, don't forget it's the opposite of adding. Don't forget the theory, okay? And I would also like to say that this might seem difficult to some of you, but it's quite easy with practice. Also, you might have questions. Feel free to come find me after class or my office hours. Actually, let me go through my office hours. Let me list them here for you. My office hours Monday and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 8:10 a.m. They're a little tight, but you know, if you want to make it, I'm sure you'll find a way. Classes. Oh, wait. Don't forget, we have to do a pop quiz. Then class will be dismissed.
I gave up, but this time I'm prepared. I have strategies. Let's do this.
Welcome to class, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about division and multiplication. Are there any questions before we get started? Please pay attention. We're going to be learning some interesting topics today. Okay, some complicated things.
Obviously, I tried the default option.
As you can see here, ma'am, can you please put your computer away?
And obviously, laptoping wouldn't work.
Thank you. As we all know, no computers are allowed during lecture. It is very distracting to yourself and your fellow students. But most importantly, yourself, because it's very clear that you're not paying attention or learning. What I really want to say is that when you're multiplying, it's like taking things more than one time, right? It is mind-boggling, but that's okay. And so when you're dividing, it's like doing the same thing, but the opposite. I know, it's tricky, I know. So basically, what we want to talk about today is how multiplication and division are related to adding and subtracting. And you might say to me, hey, my brain's not that advanced yet. I'm only a second year in, whatever, bio or physics, whatever you are. But that doesn't mean anything. Don't let that stop you from understanding one of the most beautiful things, arithmetic. And so today's topic will lead into tomorrow's, which is multiplying and adding at the same time, though you're not really doing it at the same time. So yeah. And also, folks, I need everyone to pay attention. This fine young lady here, she had her laptop out and then she realized the mistake and is now clearly paying attention and learning the topic. So can everyone please follow suit? As I was saying, the multiplication is very...
Now I love class.